Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Midlife Marriage Magic. I hope that you are comfy, that you're sitting up, you're all comfortable and you're relaxed and ready to chat with me, Deborah Austin. A little bit about visioning for today. So I'm gonna just give you guys a few minutes to come on in. As you come in, please say hello and let me know where you are watching me from. So I'm going to be chatting with you all today a little bit about vision boarding and visioning. And if you have ever created a vision board, then you are probably familiar with what I am talking about. But let me know in the comments when you're watching. When you come on, again, please go ahead and give me your name so that I know who you are and where you're watching from. And, if you have any questions about vision boarding or anything like that, let me know. I am actually organizing my page, and I hope that I am not going to continue to have these blackouts again. Hopefully, I won't. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so again, for those of you, if today is your first time seeing me on your feed, hello, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Deborah Austin. I am a life coach and a marriage strategist. I empower Black women to discover their truth and thrive at the midlife stage of life and of marriage. And I have done that, so I would like to share that with others who are trying to achieve that goal. So for me, I have, at this point in my life, I'm retired. My husband and I relocated outside of the United States, and we are just enjoying our lives and living as we intended when we were young. And we actually just celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary on the 4th of August. And we had these conversations back when we first got started in our relationship and we decided to get married. We wanted to have our children early enough so that we would be young enough and still viable and, not hopefully not dealing with any heavy medical issues, and we are not, thankfully. But just back then, we did not want to be old parents, and when our children left home, and we're so involved in what it takes to bring up kids that we're just uninterested in life at that point because we're old and we're not able to function well. So we have our children are grown, we got grandkids, everyone is taking care of themselves, and we moved out of the country a few months ago. As a matter of fact, in a couple of days, it will be 6 months that we have been here. So I am talking today about visioning and vision boarding because I believe that is a part of how I ended up here. Now, you may have at the beginning of the year, if you are familiar with vision boarding and visualization, easy for me to say, right? If you have done this before, you may have started out the year on a high note, thinking that you were going to create a vision board, and from that, there were going to be some things that manifested, and maybe they have not. I use vision boards as a part of the strategy that I have, one of the strategy tools that I use with my clients in order to help them to focus on what it is that they actually do want for their lives. And the vision board itself is a tool that helps you to stay focused and to remind you of the things that you said that you wanted for your life. So it is not magic. It doesn't do anything outside of what you do. But what it is it's a tool. It's something to help you to remember that you said you wanted to start a business, or remember that you wanted to write a book, or that you wanted to move out of the country, or that you wanted to retire early, or that you wanted to take piano lessons. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't focus necessarily on one thing. Of course, it can, because it's yours and you create the vision board in the way that you would like to have your vision to come to fruition. So let me talk about vision boards for just a little bit. Um, some people have used them. A lot of celebrities use them. I have seen online. Excuse me, y'all. Something is irritating my face. I have seen, throughout the years that I have been doing vision boards, that there have been many celebrities that have talked about creating a vision board and how that actually came, the things that they put on the vision board actually came true. Even some people who didn't necessarily create a vision board per se, but they may have had a dream notebook or a dream book or a dream journal or something like that. Anything that you would use to put down physically, either in your own handwriting or by using images, to express what you want to come in your life. So for me, and I told you all that I moved, so I don't have any of my vision boards anymore. When we moved, we were not able to. Well, I won't say not able, because if we had wanted to, we could have paid to move all that stuff, but we didn't. We basically emptied out our house, and for the most part, we do have a few things with our son and our daughter, but we will be getting those things. But when we moved, we could only bring two suitcases for that, two check bags, and we each had a carry-on and a backpack. So that was how we arrived here. And we do plan to gather some of the things that we have, probably most of them, but also we just weren't able to get rid of everything that we had to get rid of before we left. But also, again, we know that we'll be coming back to the States for different things. So, we have winter clothes there, because where we live, we don't need winter clothes. So we left that kind of thing there. But I said all that to say, I don't have my vision boards here. I used to, when I would talk about vision boards, I used to, show you mine, but I don't have them anymore. But the next time I will, because I also don't have a printer. I'm working on getting my office and everything set up again. So it will come. But right now, I do not have a printer that I can use to print out some of the things that I might be able even just to hold up and show you. So I think maybe the next time, because I am going to be talking about this for a while, I think maybe the next time I will create a presentation, and because I do have pictures of them. I did take pictures of them before they were discarded, but I don't have them to show you now. But anyway, I have been creating vision boards for many years, and there have been things that have come true. And I will say, I remember on one of the vision boards that I had, it said that a specific year was going to be the best year ever. And the year that it said it was a pretty good year, but that next year was horrific. So I went back on that vision board and I scratched out the word will be. No, I didn't scratch it out. I used the little insert. If you've done shorthand or anything like that, the little care insert thing. But yeah, I wrote on there, I changed it to say will be one of the best years ever. And the next year actually was better. But, you know, who knew that that was going to matter? Because when I did it originally, I found the words in a magazine that I was working with, and cut that out and put that on there and did not give it that kind of thought. So you know how they say, be careful what you ask for? That was one of those situations for me, because when I put on there, the best year ever, I had a really good year that year, but then the next year was not so great. So, you kind of have to be mindful of how you word things, and so that your focus is where it needs to be. Now, I forgot to check to see if I'm on and live, so I am going to look at it. Yep, there I am. And can you hear me? Um, let's see here. Hold on, because I don't hear me. Okay. All right, it's working. Okay. All right. So back to visioning and vision board. So for a few, well, welcome. I see I have someone watching. Please let me know who you are, where you're watching from. I am using StreamYard, so it may ask you for permission to post, but otherwise you should be good. So welcome. Um, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about visioning and vision boarding and how it can actually help you in your life, and just give you some examples of how it actually has benefited me. Y'all, hold on one second. I'm going to see if this lighting can get any better. Hold on. Okay. I don't know that that's better, but we'll go with it. All right. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's a little better. All right. Okay. So regarding vision boarding and visioning, I wanted to give you, just an example of how it could possibly go for you based on a few things that have happened in my life. Well, I will share one of the first things, and I actually did not create a vision board, but vision boarding and visioning has to do with actually just getting that feeling of what it is that you want. A lot of times people say fake it till you make it or that kind of thing. It's similar to that, but it's like really truly believing that the things that you put on there are going to come true, that there's a possibility that if you do the work, then you will achieve that. So, one of the things that I wanted to share with you that happened for me, and this honestly, I had not done a vision board back then, but the true desire I feel was just really in my heart, and I feel like that had something to do with it coming to fruition. So I used to live in Atlanta, and I had been working for this company that was on way on the north side of town. It was past downtown. I lived south of downtown, and this job was north of downtown. And sometimes some of my friends and I that we worked together, my coworkers, would we all rode MARTA. We rode the train to get to work. And sometimes we would, if one of us drove, the other two, because it was three of us, the other two would ride into downtown and catch the train from 5 points as opposed to catching it from the north side. From that perspective, I will say I don't know what it was, but for some reason, when we drove in, I was looking at those skyscrapers and everything, and I was just like, I want to work down here. It was just, I don't even know what it was. I just really had a feeling that I really, really wanted to work there. Well, I ended up working downtown. I actually worked in the Georgia Pacific building. Now, I did not work for Georgia Pacific Company because, that building was really tall. They rented out to different companies. And so one of the company that I worked for was on the 33rd. I think there were like 3 or 4 floors that they had in that building. And so we, I actually ended up working there. And I remember that day riding in with them and just having that feeling. And then later on, it a long period of time. I can say it probably a few months or something. My internet is okay. We're back. Um, but that was like one of the first times, really, well, not the first time, but just in thinking back, trying to talk about how of manifestation and that type of thing. Another thing that I would like to share regarding that is actually me living here, also me having a business, because I put those things on my vision boards as well. Eating healthier, and I have the opportunity to do that because of where I live now. There's so much, the fruit and vegetables, everything is just so much fresher, and we don't have some of the things that are put into the food that is in the United States, as far as things to help it grow faster and that kind of stuff. So the benefits are here, to be able to eat better. So I can do that. One of the things that I wanted to do was to be on the ocean. I'm there. I wake up and look out the door because the bedroom has a sliding glass door, and I can see the horizon. So the ocean, the beach, all of those things that are visible just from my balcony, which is where I live now. And I did ask for that. I did ask to live on the beach. And I voiced those desires. My husband and I talked about them. So it's not a matter of just putting something on a vision board. It's a matter of putting something on a vision board and then creating the steps and goals that you need to meet in order to make that happen. And there are a lot of people who either are not even familiar with the concept, or once they create the vision board, that's just it. They don't do anything with it. They just, they may not even hang it up. And so once you create a vision board, you do need to use it as a reminder so that you won't forget what you said. It kind of holds you accountable. It's like an accountability partner that says, all right, you said you wanted to do such and such. You said you wanted to write a book. When you see that vision board, that should remind you, because you would have put an image of a book, or you would have put, even in your own words, I want to write a book, or just write a book, or whatever it was that you wanted to have to remind you of that. It's there. That's what it's for. So you put that on your board. Every time you see that board, I need to get started writing that book. Like I said, you may have done a vision board in January. A lot of people do them in January, December, January. A lot of times people do them. But if you don't do anything with it, then it's just going to be, paper and some pictures that you cut out. Or if you did a digital one, because there are a lot of people who do them, because we are in this technology world. You find your images online and you put them on, you create a document, and then you can either print it or you can save it and put it like on your, as a screensaver on your phone, screensaver on a tablet, or on your laptop, or something like that. So getting back to the creation of the vision board, I actually facilitate vision board experiences. I refer to them as experiences and not workshops, because I feel that they're much deeper than that, because we don't just gather paper and glue and magazines and scissors and stuff. We actually go through a process before we create the vision board, because many of us have not gone through the thought process to even think about what we really want in this life. And as I mentioned earlier, I work with Black women in the midlife stage of life and marriage, helping them to discover their truth. Because they may have been raising children, working on a career, going to college, working, just, doing all kinds of things, but they haven't really sat down and thought about themselves. And I know you all are very familiar with the analogy of, when you're on an airplane and something happens and all the oxygen masks fall down, you have to put yours on first in order to be able to help anybody around you, whether it's your children, whether it's your spouse, your parents, whomever it is, your friends. You can't help anybody if you're not good. And so, as a life coach, I work with women to help you to be good because I want you to be good. I'm good. Now, that's not to say that nothing ever happens and we're not ever, challenged. But what it does do is provide you with the tools and the strategies to make it through those times and to even recognize that something is or is not within your control. Many of us have been the nurturers. We've been the go-to. We've been the we can always count on her. Whatever that phrase is that describes you, that lets everybody know that you're the one. That can be an exhausting existence. And as I said, we don't tend to focus on ourselves a lot. We tend to make sure that everybody else is okay. And when you participate in a vision board experience, you have, first of all, you have me to lead you through. We talk about things. We ask questions that maybe you've not asked yourself before. Because you are in an environment with other women, you have the opportunity to talk. A part of the experience that I do, and I do them virtually most of the time. I have done some in person, but for the majority of the time, I do them virtually. But I use Zoom, so we're not on Facebook, so it's not Facebook or YouTube. So we're not out for the world to see. We are within our own space, and I put you in the room so you have an opportunity to talk with one or two other people, and you share. And sometimes hearing what someone else has gone through, or not even what they've gone through, just what they think about what you might share, is so beneficial. A lot of us struggle and think alone. And I know I have experienced many times when I thought things were going to go this way, or I thought that, for example, when my husband and I have these conversations, you know how you go through the whole conversation in your head, and then when you begin to have the actual conversation, it's nothing like that. But until I talked to him, it hadn't happened. So, in that same manner, if you haven't had anyone to talk things through, you may be going in your head, going around and around and around about how you think it's going to be or how it's going to work out. And that's not to say that talking to someone is going to change that, but what it may do is give you a different perspective, and it'll give you an opportunity to think about it in a different way and approach it in a different way. So when we are together, we talk about goals, we talk about dreams. Even before we get together for the workshop, I send you what is known, what I call is it's a dream sheet. I have several questions in there, and you go through and you dream big and you think about things that maybe you've never thought about before, or you may have thought about them a little bit, but then you didn't let yourself keep thinking about it because you're like, I ain't gonna be able to do that. That's not gonna work out. So whatever that dream is that you've been pushing to the side, we want you to bring it back up. We want you to remember the things that made you feel good when you were young, because a lot of us have pushed that stuff to the back. We don't think about the fun times that it was roller skating. And then you think, well, I'm a grown person. What am I gonna do on some roller skates? There are a lot of adults that are roller skating these days. And I used to roller skate. We used to go to the skating rink, when I was younger. But I don't even remember the last time I skated. And I kind of think, that might be kind of fun, but also I don't think I want to fall. Look, I'll be 64 in October, and I am not trying to have any. Look, I've made it this far, no broken bones. I ain't trying to have any now. But, you know, with the right padding, some knee pads or, something, make it work. Figure out a best way to make those things work for you. And that's what talking to other people does for you. When you are in your rooms in Zoom and you're discussing the questions, you don't ever know what somebody might say. You may not know their perspective, or it will just it's just a way to keep you from doing all the quote unquote work, even though it's your dream or your vision. Having the opportunity to talk to somebody else about it is just really, really invaluable. And so that's one of the things that I do. I like to, ahead of time, get your brain thinking about, dreaming about what you want to come in your life. And what that time frame is, that's up to you. You can make it for the next month, the next 3 months, a whole year, the next 5 years, whatever plan or program that you are working on, that's what you would create. So, in creating a vision board, you take time, you think ahead of time about what it is that you want to bring into your life and what you want that to look like. I used to have pictures of beaches always on my vision board. I have pictures of me and my husband. I have pictures of us playing golf. I have pictures of us, I have pictures of us. Now, when we moved, we got rid of everything, so we don't have our cars anymore. If we decide to take a drive, we could rent a car, but we probably won't do that. We will. Here where I live, taxis are very prevalent. You take taxis everywhere. They're not expensive. Or, you hire a driver. That way, both of us are free to look at the landscape and everything. When we were doing road trips, I was always the passenger. He was the driver. And he had a convertible, and I do, I miss it, but I also don't miss it, if you know what I mean. When we moved over here, we had a lot of goals in mind, and in order to meet those goals, we had to make some changes on the other end. And so, getting rid of our cars were some of the changes that we had to make. I do miss them a little bit, but not like, ooh, I want a car. Not, I probably won't ever drive again, or if I come back to the States, maybe. But that's that's not something that I'm really looking forward to. But when we put those things on our vision board, it may come to fruition in a way that you don't have any idea. And that's the thing about it. You don't know how it's going. None of us knows, what tomorrow will bring. So, saying that you want to, let's see, I just lost a good example. Well, just saying that you want to, let's say you want to move somewhere else. You move to Florida. And that's what I did. When I first retired, my husband and I moved to Jacksonville, Florida, where we did all the things, a lot of the things that were on the vision board. We would go driving. We would play golf frequently, go to the beach a lot. I actually had a memory come up today from where we went to the beach for an AARP concert. Now, was the concert on the beach? No, but it was on my laptop that was on the beach. So we set up, we brought the laptop, we brought our food and our drinks and everything, and sat on the ocean, listening to the breeze, and we had, headphones so we could also hear the music. I think it was the Manhattans, I want to say. I can't remember. But anyway, we had a beach concert and it was just the two of us. And on my vision board, it was for us to do things together, for us to, solidify our relationship, to, bring it even closer. And we did those things. So no, just putting it on there doesn't make it happen, but it does help you to remember the things that you said that you wanted. And so I'm going to do a vision board experience next month in September. I haven't decided the date yet, so we'll be on. I'll be on again next Sunday. Ooh, I think I will. I may have a conflict now that I think about it. I'll let you know if I do. But between now and then, I will decide what date I want to do it on. And why don't you all give me some feedback? Let me know what you think. It will be virtual, so it'll be online. And actually, I think I would need to put it off a little bit. I don't need it to be in 2 weeks because, and the reason I say that is because I send you a letter at the, when you register, I send you a letter that has everything that you need. So I need to give you, a little time to get everything. So if you don't already have things, you may have stuff around your house to use. We use all kinds of stuff on vision boards. I don't only use paper and magazine images. I use, feathers and rocks and beads and, glitter and all of those things that make it beautiful so that you want to continue to look at it, so that it draws your eye. So you want to put things on it and put colors on it that you like. Well, like I said, I don't have mine anymore, but I did have, I use hot glue gun or, to make sure that the thing stayed on. But, I had little smooth stones that represent it's an anchor that I talked about when I did a presentation, but it's just to serve as a reminder to you when it's in your pocket to, or you might even carry it in your purse to bring you back to a happy place for you. So, you put that on there as a reminder that you want to have a happy place. Everything won't make sense to somebody else, and it only needs to make sense to you. So you put the things on there that you want to have on there that will be beneficial to you. Hold on, y'all. I got to get a drink. I got it here. I just had to drink it. So you can use the vision board to help you, especially if you are working on things such as breaking through some of the barriers that you may have to making progress in your life. You may have some what are referred to as limiting beliefs, where it's basically you telling yourself that you can't do something. It's not that anybody else has told you, or maybe so. You may have, as a child, you may have been told that you couldn't do certain things, or you were too small, or you were too big, or you were too whatever. And so that has stuck with you, and you never gave it a shot, whatever that thing was. But creating a vision board can help you push through that and say, well, they say women can't be welders, but, I was intrigued about that job when I was younger, and, who knows, maybe I'll give it a shot and try it out. So think about creating a vision board to use as a tool, and that's what it is. It's a tool. It's not magic, but you put things on there based on the fact that you have given it some consideration. You don't just flip through a magazine and say, bam, let me just put this on here. So having said that, one of my challenges with the vision boards at this point is actually finding magazines, because they don't really People don't get magazines that much anymore. So I'm also leaning towards doing them digitally. So you all give me some feedback on that, because I can guide you either way. I can guide you through actually creating one where you cut paper and glue things on, or we would find images digitally and create your vision board. You would create it on your computer. Now, I don't know if that is appealing to you, so give me some feedback on that. There may be people who are like, yes, I would rather do it that way. That way I can go and search for images, and AI would allow you to create images that, you could tell it what you want, and then it would create an image based on what you said. So you could do that and have those images on your vision board. But I have not actually done a workshop or an experience where that was what we did. I know how to do them, and I've done them before for myself. I just have not led others in that. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you think you would enjoy creating a digital vision board, or if you'd rather gather supplies and actually sit and cut out and do one. So, I mean, if you're doing it digitally, you're still going to sit and search for images. It's just that, you would not have, a vision board in your hands. So give me your thoughts on that. Let me know what you think about actually creating a vision board. And I'm trying to find my next. Oh, here it is. So when you are creating your vision board, you want to, like I said, the vision board experiences that I create allows you to have interaction with other women, and you can bring up questions. You all can, we can talk as a group, whatever it is. And then, we also talk about creating goals, and I'm sure you all are from, well, I shouldn't say that I'm sure you're familiar, but you may have heard of SMART goals, where they are specific, and I did not think to do this ahead of time. Measurable. I can't remember right now, y'all, and I don't want to look it up. But you all, I'm sure they have the R, realistic. T is timely. And what is the A? Achievable. So I think that's all in SMART. But it's important that your goals are SMART goals, because that means that you will actually be able to bring them to fruition, in some manner. So we will, have conversation about that, create the vision boards. Then we will share the vision boards with each other. And why that is important: when you create your vision board and you share your dreams and your visions with others, you are putting that out into the universe to happen. You are putting it out to the universe to hold you responsible for what you said you were going to do. It will help you to get support from the other people who are here when we're together, to hear what they've said that they want to do. They will hear what you said that you want to do, and you will tend to hold each other accountable. When Black women get together, we love on each other, we support each other, we're always there for each other. So it's a good opportunity to have that kind of environment. It's very supportive, it's very nurturing, and in those conversations, you may be pushed to think about something that you never thought about before. I think about skydiving. I've thought about it, not really skydiving, but I have kind of thought about skydiving. But I've also thought about a hot air balloon ride. Now, both of them give me, the heebie-jeebies, because I'm very nervous thinking about it. But I know I actually know two people who have gone skydiving and they survived. So that's one of the concerns. Are you going to survive? What is it like? So I have some people that I can actually talk to about that. Now, I don't know anybody who has been in a hot air balloon, not that I know of, but I actually have been whale watching. Did y'all ever think I was going to say that? I did not. So the whale watching happened here. And I live in Ecuador now, just so that I keep saying I haven't, I keep saying we moved, but yes, I do live in Monte, Ecuador now. And there is a lady here who wanted to go whale watching for her birthday. And so we did that. And sometimes how you may sign up to do something and it's like, oh, it's going to be fun, but when you actually get out there, y'all, that was a whole lot of water out there. And the whales were very close. And if you think about the negative, that part will overwhelm you. And so I was like, look, let me get on this. I'm gonna get out here. Now the boat was a little smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I'm here today, so apparently it all went well. Well, yeah, and it did. But just the thought of it, if you really think about it, because I tell my husband all the time, I don't like to be out in that ocean in there because some could come and get me, eat me up, and nobody would know. It's too many things out there. It's just, the possibilities are endless. But anyway, um, so I was just like, oh, I don't want to get on this boat and go out here. But I didn't share it with anybody. I kept it to myself because I didn't want to mess anything up for anybody else. So we got out there, went on out there, and it was it wasn't scary because I did not allow myself to really think about it. I was a little bit nervous because the boat again was kind of small, but we had to shift from one side to the other, to balance it. Anyway, y'all, it was an experience. I would not go again because I've been thinking about it too much. And then maybe if I were to go again, maybe I could push those thoughts away. But what I will say in talking about manifestation, so the lady who went for her birthday, wanted to go for her birthday. When we went out, we did see whales. We didn't see any like jump up out of the water, but they came close. They were so close we could see the barnacles on them. They were really close, but they didn't like how they jump up out the water and spin and all that kind of stuff. So they didn't do any of that for us. So I didn't know this about her at the time either. So I found all this out after the fact. So we went in, we were out there for like probably about an hour and a half, I want to say. And so, came back in, we were excited. We got, pictures and all that kind of stuff. So we came back, went to lunch and everything. And we all, went our separate ways, came home. There were, I think, 8 of us. And my husband went. He was the only man in the group. And so it was him and then 7 women. And so, like I say, everybody went home. Well, the young lady whose birthday it wasn't her experience wasn't complete. So she actually went back out. And y'all, she showed us some pictures from going out, some video actually. She went back out. She wasn't with a group of anybody that she knew. She got on with some, the boat had to be full, so they put people on it. So she didn't know any of the people, but she just wanted more. So she went back out there and she was so excited. She saw what she wanted to see. So I told her, I said, girl, you know what? You manifested that. You were not satisfied. You wanted to see those whales jump up. So you did what? You went again. So I say that to say, when you are in the process of manifesting something, or if you are working towards something and it doesn't necessarily go the way that you wanted it to go or the way that you thought that it was going to go, just try it again. Do it again. It will more than likely happen the way you want it, or maybe if you do it again, it'll happen and it won't be the way you want it, but it will still be wonderful and good. So I want to encourage you to try things. That's what vision boards and visualizing is about. Try something that maybe you hadn't given any consideration before. I really didn't think I was ever going to be whale watching. It was not on my bucket list. Y'all hear me? It wasn't, not at all. But I can put it on there now and mark it off. all in one fell swoop because I did it. And if you think about that, there are a lot of people are like, "Whoo, girl, I would not. That was too much water." All of those things, the things that I said, the things that I thought that would have prevented me from doing it. But I kept it to myself. I pushed through, thought positively, and all of those things worked. And I want to say again, I've got a few people watching. Thank you all for coming on. If this is your first time seeing me in your feed, hello, hello, hello. My name is Deborah Austin. I am a life coach and marriage strategist. I empower Black women to discover their truth and thrive at the midlife stage of life and marriage. And I have done that. I am thriving at this stage of life. My marriage is thriving. My husband and we just moved 6 months ago out of the country, and we love where we live. And these things were on my vision board. And again, I said earlier, when we moved with two check bags, a carry on, and a backpack. And so I could not bring my vision boards. I had to get rid of everything. I will talk one day about the experience of moving abroad and preparing for that. So let me know in the comments if that is something that is of interest to you. But also, if you're watching now, let me know that you're here. Give me a name or let me know where you're watching from. If you have a question or any of those things, please go ahead and put it into the comments. So, but back to the vision board, I am, I need to narrow down the date for the vision board experience. And if you are interested in it, please let me know. I want to help you to move forward in your life. You might be almost you might be getting close to having a large transition in your life. You may have actually just experienced one. You might be a new empty nester because a lot of, school just started, and there are a lot of people whose children, the last one has gone, or maybe you're not an empty nester, maybe the first one has gone, but it's still a transition. And it's something that you may need a little help working through. And so I am a life coach, and I work with people who are looking to either adjust or just want to make a change or know that a change is coming and want to prepare and have a good transition. You might be retiring. Maybe you're, like me. I taught for 21 years, and then I retired. And even though we had a plan and there were things that we had to do, once we were settled, I was kind of like, I don't have anything to do. You know how I remember when I graduated from college, I was working. I had gotten my educational specialist, and after I was through, I kept feeling that I needed to be doing something because when you're in a program, a school program, it's go go go. You got the sheet with all your credits on it, so after this semester I got to take these classes, and then you get to the end, and then it's over. You've been on that grind for so long, you feel a little discombobulated. So you may need somebody to help you focus on what's next. What is next? You may, like I said, you may be transitioning out of the workforce. You might be retiring. You might be transitioning out of a marriage. Maybe you got divorced and you don't know what to do with yourself at this point. You've not had this opportunity to focus on you. Or maybe you got married and you are a new wife at a midlife stage, and you want to figure out the kinds of things that can help you to make your marriage successful. All of these are topics. You can do a vision board on anything. It is, again, it's a tool. It will help you to focus. It will help you to stay accountable to you. to yourself, to your dreams, to remember I told you before, I use the analogy of being in an airplane and using the oxygen mask first. We It's important for us to take care of ourselves so that we are there in order to help those who are around us, or even not even to help them, just to be there. Because if you're not well, if you don't take care of your health, if you don't take care of your mental health, your physical health, your body will shut down, your brain will shut down. All of those things can be problematic if they're not addressed. And so being in an environment where you have an opportunity to share, where you have an opportunity to ask questions, where you have an opportunity to say, hey, I want to do A, B, and C. Will you come along this journey with me and help me if I stumble? Because that's really, really all it is. But I want to encourage you that wherever you are, whatever is going on, it's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too anything. If it's something that you want, you can work towards it. We all read about, the 90, 100-year-old person going to college, or, whatever it is. Some of us have had our dreams squashed. Some of us have followed dreams that were not our dreams. They were the dreams of someone else. Some of us have not, you just been going from one thing to the next automatically and really not giving it much thought. There are a lot of people that have gone to college. They majored in one thing and they are not even working in that field at all because they did it based on what somebody else said. So if that's you and you want to consider making a change, let me know. We can get together and work together. We can create vision boards. I do actually have coaching programs that would be of interest to someone if you are trying to reach a goal, if you want to work with me. So, reach out and let me know. But right now, let me know about that vision board thing. Give me some ideas on how it will work best for you. I'm looking at whether I would do a virtual one where you are not virtual, a digital one where you don't have to get supplies. It's really just finding pictures online based on what you have decided you want to use during our working sessions. You would have an opportunity to find images, and basically you just put them on a document and create that vision board. Or would you prefer to create it in person well, not in person because you're always going to be a person, but you know what I mean, a physical one where you are actually going to use glue, you're going to cut out paper, and you may, put feathers and sparkly stuff and all that kind of stuff in there. So let me know your preference and give me an idea on some timing, because the vision board experiences take a couple of hours easily because of the conversation and the engagement, but also to give you the opportunity to really think through the images and words and things that you want to include. So we could do it either way. As I said, I can lead you through either one, but I'd be interested to know which would be your preference. So I am going to, I think, close for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can send me a message. And I would love it if you would put it on here so others can see, because that's how we grow. You may not have the specific question that someone else has, but their question may help you or help you to think about a question that you may have had. So I'm going to be continually sharing information about vision boards and vision board experiences. I will let you know the date that I plan to do mine, and it may actually be a combination of both. Because if you are creating a digital one, or whether you are creating a physical one, the work before you actually create it is still going to be the same. So we would gather in Zoom rooms and have opportunities to chat. I have questions prepared for you. I even have some vision board words that I send out ahead of time if you sign up. So I know you can't sign up yet, but I will be, sending that information out, and I'll probably have it next time we meet so that you can go ahead and sign up and be preparing. And then I will send the dream sheet to those who register so that you can begin, or your brain, oh, excuse me, my nose is itching. Your brain can begin to prepare for what you are going to put on your vision board. So thank you to the people who have joined me today. I appreciate that you stayed. And if you watch the replay, please let me know by putting hashtag replay in the comments. And for today, I would like for you to give me um, three stars. Three of that, okay, I don't want just regular star. I want a fancy star. The one that has the little to show that it's like universal or it spins around. Yeah, give me that star. That way I know specifically that you paid attention and that you were here today. But thank you for watching. I hope that those of you that are here will comment and give me some feedback on midlife marriage magic, as well as some specific topics that you may like for us to discuss going forward. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you again for coming. You next week. I'm trying to end it, but it's not, so I think it's going to cut off. Rolling, or is it not? The time. All right, there we go. In the stream.